They lied, betrayed, mocked, took what wasn't theirs. And you've played the scene in your mind 1,000 times, the perfect comeback, the revenge, the victory. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You lose the moment you react with anger. Because anger is a chain, revenge is a trap, and their power over you only lives through your emotions. What if I told you there's a way to destroy them completely, silently, without lifting a finger? No insults, no spectacle, no screaming match. Just one weapon: indifference. The kind of indifference forged in fire, hammered by discipline and sharpened by the ancient minds of Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." Let's unpack what that actually means and how you can wield it. 1. The instinct to strike back and why it's a lie. Let's start with the most human impulse of all: retaliation. Someone cuts you down, disrespects you, cheats you, and the primitive urge kicks in: lash out, humiliate, restore the balance of power. But that urge? It's your enemy dressed as a friend. Epictetus, born a slave and later one of the most unshakable minds in Stoicism, warned, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." In other words, no one does anything to your soul. They provoke the surface, but you choose whether to let it inside. That's the first shift, realizing that people don't hurt us. We let ourselves be hurt by interpreting their actions a certain way. The moment you understand this, you stop being a puppet pulled by other people's strings. 2. What real strength looks like. Here's what the weak don't understand. Screaming, plotting, raging, those are signs of a conquered man, not a powerful one. Seneca once said, "A great mind becomes invincible in the face of insult." Why? Because power lies in restraint, in mastering your emotional reactions until they serve your reason, not the other way around. The true Stoic doesn't numb himself, he transforms pain into clarity. You want to destroy your enemy? Then succeed in spite of them. Grow because of what they did. Make their betrayal the fuel for your ascent. They wanted to see you broken, distracted, dragged into the mud. So don't go there. Let them shout into the void while you move in silence. 3. The art of outlasting, not outshouting. Here's the thing, Stoicism isn't passive. It's not weakness disguised as wisdom, it's endurance as strategy. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." We've all been tested by liars, backstabbers, manipulators, and the ego screams for vengeance. But a Stoic doesn't move on impulse. A Stoic plays the long game. You let your progress haunt them. You let your peace confuse them. You let your lack of response echo louder than any insult. That's the revenge they never expect, thriving while they rot in bitterness. 4. Silence as a weapon. There's a kind of silence that's louder than any shout. It's the silence of someone who doesn't need the last word because they already won. Picture it. Someone tries to provoke you. They get angry, dramatic, desperate for attention. And you remain unmoved. Not because you're cold, but because you know what they don't. No one can disgrace you without your permission. Your silence is not surrender, it's domination. And it drives people mad because they can't control it. They want to know what you're thinking, why you're not reacting, whether you care. But you're not playing their game. Because once you stop responding to foolishness, you rise above it. 5. Reforging the self, turning pain into discipline. Now let's go deeper. You've been hurt, so what do you do with that? Here's where Stoicism demands something higher. You don't wallow, you reforge yourself. Clean the wound, study the lesson, and move forward stronger, not colder, clearer. Cato the Younger, one of the few Stoics who stood unflinchingly against tyranny, even to his death, believed that virtue wasn't about comfort. It was forged through difficulty. So when someone wrongs you, the question isn't, how do I get back at them? It's, how do I become unbreakable? Let your response be the work they'll never match, the calm they can't shake, the results they can't deny. You make their memory irrelevant by evolving far beyond the version of you they tried to hurt. 6. What they can never touch. Here's the deepest Stoic truth. They can take everything, but not your character. Seneca wrote, "You may chain my leg, but not even Zeus can get the better of my will." That's the endgame. No matter what they said, did, or took, they can't touch who you choose to become next. So don't lower yourself to their level. Don't trade your peace for petty victories. The Stoic path is harder. It demands introspection, discipline, the willingness to delay satisfaction for something higher. But it leaves you with something they'll never have: freedom. Because when you no longer need to punish others to feel strong, you've already won. So how do you destroy those who hurt you without saying a word? You rebuild. You let go of vengeance and choose virtue. You keep your dignity when others lose theirs. You live well, not for show, not to prove anything, but because it's who you are now. Let them wonder. Let them regret. Let them fade. You don't need to speak. Your silence, your strength, your progress, that's the loudest statement you'll ever make. And if you must leave them with anything, leave them with the echo of who you became after they tried to break you.